Hey everyone, it's Fontos with a quick video going over a couple AI exploits I found, one of which is hopefully an easy fix in an update, the other I think we're stuck with if we choose to play single player. The first exploit is the one I think we're stuck with. See how the AI arranged their stacks here, leaving a weak point that I can attack and avoid having to fight an entire group of 6 units? I turned a battle that was so difficult I was waiting for another of my armies to arrive into a battle that I could do right away and not really lose anything. I know this isn't going away because it was a problem in Age of Wonders 3 too. It seems so simple to just teach an AI that an army of 19 units is not better than an army of 18 units, or 25 units is not better than 24 units, but what do I know? The reason I didn't have a problem with it in 3, but think it's a big deal in Planetfall, is the quality of units that the AI builds. In 3, you'd have an army of 20 units that was half Tier 4 and half Tier 3, and a few good Tier 2 support units sprinkled in. That type of army would have been nearly impossible to beat if you couldn't attack a weak point in the stack and pick them off piece by piece. But in Planetfall, the AI doesn't build high-tier units. I have been past turn 100 in a few games by now, and I've never once seen an AI commander build a Tier 4 unit, and seen very few Tier 3 units. They're good at giving their Tier 1 and 2 units mods to make them stronger, but even modded low-tier units are a lot easier to deal with in large groups than Tier 3 and 4 units. Maybe that's a thing that could be fixed in an update. Teach the AI to beeline toward unit techs and at least sprinkle a few high-tier units into their stacks of doom. But until they start doing that, it's going to be easy to pick off their armies, one group at a time. Okay, let's actually launch the battle. You see it says risky battle and the army strengths are similar, but I'm going to do something to flip the odds in my favor, besides just being smarter and better than my opponent. Maybe this is something a lot of you have found. It's not complicated, and I noticed that they were doing it in Bob and Joel's game if you have watched that series. If you stay out of range of the defensive towers in an AI settlement, they will always come out and attack you. It's 100% of the time in my experience, and you don't even need to launch an operation at them. They'll just get impatient after a turn or two and come out after you. It not only takes their towers completely out of consideration, it also lets you set your units up in a defensive position and pick them off as they run at you. If you watch the entire battle, which I'm not going to let you do, you'll see I only lose one unit in a supposedly even fight. This one I think we might get fixed. In Age of Wonders 3, the AI would usually sit behind their walls and make you come to them. Why not just tell the AI to sit back and make you come at least into range of their towers? It's too obvious for Triumph not to fix, right? I don't want to have to choose between lame exploits and playing suboptimally just to make things fair for the computer.
Operations ready.
going to skip to the end of the battle now, not because of any exploits, I just think the way it ends is funny. I'm going to run my unit right up to their commander, and the bombards are going to kill their own commander with an area of effect attack. Great job, guys. I'd go on to mop up their final stack of units and take the settlement on the next turn, knocking that player out of the game and giving me full control of the continent and a pretty easy win. The whole game would have been much more of a challenge if not for these two simple exploits.